Nom de Zeus. Nom de Zeus. Nom de Zeus. Nom de Zeus. Nom de Zeus.
Et yep les amis. Alors aujourd'hui on se retrouve sur Shapeshifting détective. Donc c'est tout simplement un petit, enfin un gros jeu interactif. Qui était en promo donc sur le PS Plus. Donc on va voir un petit peu ce qu'il en découle par rapport au niveau des scénarios, au niveau des acteurs et tout. Est-ce que ça va être un bon petit jeu interactif ou est-ce que ça va être une belle merde? Mais bon, on va le savoir dans quelques minutes. Faudrait juste que j'aille revérifier un petit peu les paramètres. Parce que j'avais fait des réglages qu'il n'a pas gardé. On va mettre à 80, 90. Luminosité, ça c'est bon. Voilà, c'est juste ça qui avait changé. C'était le réglage du son. Mais sinon, on est bon. Allez, on est parti pour découvrir ce jeu interactif. Bon, au pire des cas, s'il est vraiment nul, j'en ai un autre. J'en ai prévu un autre. Donc c'est la même boîte de production qui ont créé The Complex. Pour ceux qui avaient vu mon live il y a déjà quelques temps et qui récemment donc, que j'ai streamé dessus sur The Complex et qui ont fait aussi l'autre jeu interactif où on doit incarner tout simplement un homme qui doit voler un vase Ming. Mais je sais plus le titre, malheureusement le titre celui-là.
Police are appealing for information following the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw's body was discovered last night. Chief DuPont is calling the crime a violent and despicable act. Anyone with information about the murder is urged to get in touch with the hotline.
Indeed it is.
You need to learn when to keep your mouth shut.
Ouais, ça a l'air un petit peu spécial au niveau des acteurs quand même. Qui êtes-vous, Sam? D'accord, on a le choix de
Exactly.
on a le choix de
Rewind.
supprimer. On a le choix de supprimer des choix ou je sais pas quoi. Bon, bah là on a déjà décroché un trophée d'entrée de jeu.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe Monroe.
It's 5 o'clock, and I'm Alice Monroe with your August update. August police are appealing for information following the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw's body was discovered last night. Chief DuPont is calling the crime a violent and despicable act. Anyone with information about the murder is urged to get in touch via the department's confidential tip hotline. It's horrible, Poe.
Indeed it is.
You need to learn when to keep your mouth shut.
Quoi, on doit encore recommencer ça? Lol. Supprimer, on peut pas aller sur Sam. Qui êtes-vous?
Exactly. Rewind.
Exact rembobinage. Oh, mais c'est chaud ce truc. Ça a l'air un petit peu casse-couille, il est chaud.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
It's 5 o'clock, and I'm Alice Monroe with your August update. August police are appealing for information following the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw's body was discovered last night. Chief DuPont is calling the crime a violent and despicable act. Anyone with information about the murder is urged to get in touch via the department's confidential tip hotline. It's horrible, Poe.
Indeed it is.
You need to learn when to keep your mouth shut.
Qui êtes-vous? Donc là, on va carrément supprimer le choix, là, parce que sinon, si ça se rembobine à chaque fois.
You know why you're here, don't you?
D'accord, ok. Non. Vu que je sais qui c'est maintenant, je dois supprimer le choix. D'accord, là je commence à comprendre le délire.
The dead girl.
La fille morte.
And this.
Et ça.
What exactly were you thinking? You have one job. Don't get caught. Do you think you can do that this time? It's a rhetorical question. You're going to a town called August. Find Chief DuPont. He's gonna think you're someone else. This person. This is who you are now. Understood? Splendid. If someone so much as sniffs that you're different, you'll be deprecated.
Deprecated.
We expect you to use your ability. Just don't get caught.
Salut
And
Lark.
never, ever change into a
On
child.
peut passer sur
In
YouTube parce que...
brighter news, August resident Mia is celebrating the return of a missing pooch.
Ah, sur les deux, c'est bien.
The 8-month-old basset hound.
Là, tu vas voir, je
puppy
suis en train de faire un
was
petit jeu
found
interactif.
outside Daryl's Chicken and Ribs.
Un jeu un petit
And
peu
that's
survie à
5
l'horreur,
o'clock
mais
for
en
Poe
interactif.
and Monroe.
I'm Violet. Welcome to the guest house. There are some rules. In
Tu
particular,
devrais
no
kiffer
shoes
normalement.
in the guest house. Oh, it's priceless.
Et là, si tu réponds aux
How
questions,
long
toi,
are you staying
t'as des
for?
questions, et si tu réponds à une question que tu sais déjà la réponse, et ben hop, le jeu il se rembobine.
That's fine. It's yours for as long as you want it. There's not been many visitors of late. Perhaps the murder will bring some tourists.
Bah oui, je suis
in.
sur les deux en même temps.
It's just you and some tarot readers at the moment. It's deathly quiet. Yes, the murder. You haven't spoken to the chief yet, have you? Chief Dupont. He's the one who booked the room for you. You look lost. You should probably go and speak to the chief. Your room is just down the hall, last on the left. It has its own back door. The chief said that's the way you'd like it.
Just finishing.
Prédire le futur. Je cherche ma chambre.
Yeah. It's a big place. Hi, I'm Bronwyn.
Donc là, il sait qui c'est maintenant. Il sait qui c'est.
Pleased to meet you, Sam. If you'd like a reading. So, what's your question, Sam?
Vais-je gagner? Êtes-vous coupable? Lol. Vais-je gagner?
The Fool. I'm going to see a lot more of you, aren't I, Sam? Enjoy the journey. But remember, not everything is winnable. I'm in room 1 and that's down the hall. Lorraine's in 2, Lexi's in 3. And which room are you in, Sam? Mysterious. But I know you're in room 4, Sam. Don't do anything I wouldn't do in there.
Chase away the silence and took his mind off the endless depths beneath him. By the time Dimitri was done with his task, he had gotten so used to the sound of the scratching pencil that it still lingered in his head. A welcome reprieve from the unnerving silence, he thought, until he realised.
T'avais pas reçu la notif? Pas bien. Elle s'est désabonnée de ma chaîne. Tu vas voir, ça c'est un bon petit jeu, ça c'est un jeu une enquête sur un meurtre en jeu interactif. Et d'après ce que je comprends, le détective a perdu la mémoire ou je sais pas trop quoi. Ouais, parce que tu m'as posé la question, t'es aussi sur YouTube. Bah, normalement, tu aurais dû recevoir la notif. Partir, métamorphose, verrouillage. Verrouillé. Mais est-ce que si je vais sur Sam, tiens, est-ce que ça fait quelque chose? Non, ça fait rien du tout. Donc on va partir, hein, on n'a pas le choix. Là on repasse devant la radio. Aller dans la chambre. Appeler un taxi. Régler la radio, on va la rallumer.
Showed Dr. Yutani the etchings he had copied, much to her delight and gratitude. It appeared the writing consisted of one word repeated over and over. Thanks to some earlier linguistic discoveries made at other language sites, Dr. Yutani was able to create a rough translation of the word, or rather something that approximated its meaning. Punishment for the wicked or curious.
Good, you got my message.
On va aller voir le chef.
Inspector Dupont.
Oh, la même radio.
Wasn't sure you'd come, but I suppose you're between jobs.
Ouais, des fois si ça arrive que tu reçois pas les notifs de la chaîne, Il faut que tu te désabonnes, désactiver la petite cloche et tu réactives la cloche et tu te réabonnes. Et là tu récupéreras les notifs parce que de temps en temps ça arrive.
Well, we both know that's not true. But I like it. Sam, that's your cover now. So, the job. Dorota Shaw. 21, accomplished cellist, redhead. Strangled.
Donc ça c'est la
I know who did it, but I need proof. It's the tarot readers.
Et si tu veux passer, je suis sur Discord aussi. Hein. Si tu veux venir discuter. Et n'hésitez pas à partager le live aussi. On attend de qui like, ce serait très gentil. Pourquoi les lecteurs, les tarot...
Yes. Keep up, Sam. That's the girl who was murdered. Because they predicted it. The older one, Bronwyn, she came into my office last night talking all crazy and saying Dorota was in trouble. I did my best not to lock her up. It all sounded crazy to me. Tarot, the spirit world, cards that move, trans-dimensional thingamajigs. To be honest, I thought I'd been smoking something, and that's why I didn't take it seriously. Because things, I don't have enough on her. That's where you come in. The free guest house stay isn't free. I need you to work the case and report back to me. Find out things from the inside. Can you do it? Okay. I'll be telling everyone that you've been hired by the Shaws because obviously local law enforcement is either too incompetent or too overworked to solve anything. That gives you a license to talk to people, but only notionally. Don't actually touch people or annoy them. You don't have any real authority, understand? But you help me out, I'll help you. You don't get that. There's no badge and gun, just a hope and a promise. Come and find me when you're settled. This is Second Chance Sunday for you, Sam. Don't blow it.
Alors, parlez-moi de... Vous avez un alibi pour la nuit. Alors, ça, celui-là, je pourrais supprimer par après. Qu'est-ce que... a été tué? Que pouvez-vous me dire sur Violette? Que savons-nous? Je lui demanderai déjà bien s'il y a un alibi.
Do I have an alibi for last night? Do I? Okay. I was here, and there are video monitors that will prove it. Thanks for ruling me out, genius.
Ok, ça c'est bon. Salut Vince. Ça va la forme? Que savons-nous? Non, ça c'est Violette.
Born here, runs the local guest house. Lovely lady. Where are you going with this, Sam? What's she told you?
Ça, on va supprimer.
Look, if it's about the pills, I already know.
Alors, que savons-nous? Pour ceux qui veulent, je suis sur le Discord, hein, si vous voulez passer, discuter. N'hésitez pas.
Not much. Perhaps you should do some investigating.
Alors, où est-ce qu'elle a été?
In her bedroom. She was naked. Strangled. No signs of sexual activity of any kind. It was a weird scene to look at. There was one thing, but it's strictly between you and me. Dorota had a gold coin in her mouth. I'm being serious now, Sam. Not a word of this.
Salut Endo.
It's the one thing only the killer would
Bienvenue sur la chaîne Twitch. Parlez-moi de elle.
She was a cellist, selected for a scholarship at Juilliard. It was in the local paper. I'm more of a Bon Jovi fan myself.
Ouais, on sait pas grand chose quoi.
Don't read the paper, do you? Yesterday, Monday the 9th at approximately 9 p.m, according to the coroner, we got a call from the mother just after 10 p.m. Not much. Perhaps you should do some investigating?
Ok.
There was a long silence, and he didn't dare guess what the others thought of him.
Ça rentre à la maison
Well,
d'hôte.
if you saw the future, what happens next? Dr. Remington asked with some trepidation. Dimitri tried to find the words. I'll go to sleep, and when I wake tomorrow, I'll be blind.
I assume you've been to see Chief DuPont already.
Connaissez-vous Dorothée? Qui sont les autres invités? Que faisiez-vous la nuit dernière? Le chef du pont a dit que vous pensiez que vous preniez des pilules. Pourquoi?
I take clozapine. I think they're for anxiety. I'm a very anxious person. I don't know, Dr. Sam, you tell me. Not really. I'm sure she was a precious lamb, though. Yes, a lamb. Young. Innocent. Lambs get slaughtered, though, don't they? Nice, yes, that's a good description. Actually, I thought she was a bit slutty, to be honest. Sorry. I'm gossiping. I don't want to talk ill of the dead. Ask her boyfriend. Oscar lives at the vicarage next to the church. Don't tell him I sent you, though. I'm sure he's sick of seeing people already.
Salut Romu. Ça va? Que faites-vous la nuit dernière? Ça m'a répondu.
They're tarot readers.
Des
I'm
lecteurs de
thinking of
tarot.
asking them to leave, actually. Because they may have killed someone. It's not great for my reputation, is it? Stay at Violet's, the home of killers and hobos.
Ah ouais, non, j'ai pas été voir.
I'm sorry, it's a derogatory word, isn't it? But strange people seem to gravitate towards this guest house, Sam.
Ah ouais, ça.
I think I'll get the sign changed. It's the strangest thing. I honestly don't remember. I imagine I was here or getting groceries somewhere.
À force de pomper des vidéos à gauche et à droite, ça, il faut que ça lui tombe dessus.
I've driven by it, never actually been in it.
Everything still screamed at me to flee. The feeling in your gut when you know something awful is going to happen and you need to get the fuck out of Dodge before you get caught up in it was raging in me, but here I was. Unfast.
Find somewhere safe to transition. You're not a superhero.
D'accord. Donc ici, je peux reparler aux autres.
Towards a body that lay unnaturally twisted atop the pavement. I wanted to say I was breathing, but...
Sam, is it? I'm sensing you're not here for a reading.
Quelque chose à propos du meurtre, comme vous prédit son meurtre.
In my room, reading. I found a trashy romance novel under the bed. I'm assuming it's Violet's. It's all Swooning heroines and brooding vampire Casanovas. Thank God Lexi saved me. No, not at all. Lexi popped in and we chatted for a bit, but that's all. I said the book was trashy. Look at this place. If her guest house is anything to go by, Violet's the opposite of trashy. Chief Dupont thinks I did it. I'm hoping you'll convince him otherwise. I didn't. We've only been here 2 days. I understand it's suspicious me being a stranger in town, but it's the truth. We saw danger in the cards and we tried to stop it. Trust me, Sam, we're on the same team. We saw it in the cards, not images, feelings, impressions. Tarot can be very powerful. Not these cards. They only tell us what they want us to know.
What?
And she's twisted weird and my calm was unraveling. Sir, calm down. I could hear her typing what I was telling her. Where did this...
Hi, Sam, is it? Come on in, make yourself at home. Mi casa es su casa. Come on. I don't know anyone in this town, except for Bronwyn and Rain, obviously, and Violet, and the Chief, and you. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Good old-fashioned fortune-telling. Well, kind of. We drew a card each and smushed them all together. Do you know what the most dangerous tarot card is? Everybody thinks that. It's such a cliche. The death card doesn't even mean death. Most of the time. The Five of Swords. I think so anyway. There's nothing more dangerous than someone taking whatever they want no matter the cost. Yeah, I did. Rain got the Knight of Wands, that's Dorota, and Bronwyn got the Ten of Swords, which is, well, you know, swords in general are bad. I was in my room all night with Bronwyn. We were painting our nails. No, I mean, yeah, I've already cleaned it off. The cards told us to. Well, the cards in Rain. Tarot gives us a rough direction and he narrows it down with some astrological jiggery pokery. He's basically a walking esoteric library. And if that sounds dull, let me reassure you, it is. No? Well, yeah. Well, no. We have a job to do. I didn't say job. I said job. Okay, we make a cheese obelisk, a chob, and depending on the shape of that chob, we get different answers to questions. No, you don't. She's like my big sister, so pretty well. No.
And Monroe.
The Bag Lady by David F. Schultz. read by Venomous.
You must be a new guest. Or you're burglaring us. I'm Rain, by the way. Pleased to meet you, Sam. Enjoy your stay. The hot water goes off at 9, by the way, so it's cold showers from there on in. It really bugs me. I didn't know her. I know she was called Dorota Shaw. She was young, had red hair, a talented musician. No, not at all. You're completely barking up the wrong tree there. Sam, I don't have a motive for killing Dorota. Full stop. I'd have to be possessed to murder anything. Do you believe in possession, Sam? Just keep an eye out for anyone acting suspiciously. Although, today, almost everyone seems to be acting suspiciously. I was in my room. Praying, actually. I don't believe in God, but I was still praying. It didn't work. My prayer that the girl would be safe. We did a reading, a group reading actually, with a special tarot deck. You get it piecemeal, not everything in one reading. The last one we did showed a young woman being murdered. Young, talented, probably red-headed. Mercury? It's not exactly from here. With a normal tarot deck, you'd have the question, so you'd be the querent. With Mercury, it gives you the question and the answer. The cards themselves kind of change. It's a special deck. I don't have it at the moment. Bronwyn has it.
A human mind to wear, like a shell for hermit crab. I agreed to help the bag lady with its disguise. Yes, I agreed to help. I thought to the bag lady that it will do no good for its disguise to...
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Hello, I'm Rain.
Ah oui, d'accord, tu peux carrément prendre la place des autres en fait.
Have you met the new detective yet? We're basically under 24-hour surveillance now.
Do you think Sam's onto us?
Onto what exactly?
The real reason we're here. What we did last night.
We just predicted murder. It's a prophecy, not a to-do list. I don't want to look like we're hiding something, but at the same time...
We're hiding something?
We're being cautious. We said one thing to the chief and look where that got us now. I don't think August is ready for any more strange.
Rain, I'm so worried about Bronwyn. What are we going to do?
Why are you worried about Bronwyn?
The chief thinks she killed Dorota.
Maybe she did kill Dorota.
That's not even funny, Rain. Bronwyn's the least murdery person we know. Okay, let's say she did do it. What possible reason could she have for killing Dorota?
Psychopathic tendencies?
Yeah, Bronwyn's a real bunny boiler.
Elle est pas là. Violette n'est pas là.
The word said, or somehow both together. A jingle of coins, a handful of change to buy him a coffee, and a conversation. A talk about his life and to find that his name was George. Because of pinched nerves, or so he said. Perhaps his story was... The worm insisted that the bag lady was waiting for me to demonstrate my use.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Light, with the glass walls like a fish tank, where the city sleeps below, unaware of what...
Hello, Violet. Is everything okay? Ignore the mess. I was just going to tidy it up.
Did you have a pleasant evening last night?
Great, thanks. The room's really lovely.
But you weren't in this room, were you?
Oh no, was I sleepwalking again? I haven't done that since... for ages. I didn't come into your room, did I?
No.
Oh, thank God. I'll try not to let it happen again.
Read by John Mark Clausen. Ivan was woken by the crowing of his cat. This was nothing new. He opened it.
Mrs. Gallagher, an unexpected pleasure.
How long are you planning to be here?
In town? I really don't know. Until the tarot tells us to leave, or you kick us out, obviously.
How did you know Dorota was going to die?
Now that's a very good question. Logically speaking, you'd assume all three of us were in on it. Or none of us.
one robin, several blackbirds, usually downy fledglings with wide beaks and tails that hadn't even grown yet. Last time, she caught a magpie. It was bigger than her body, yet she still picked it up to present to him. Its pitiful cat.
You don't trust me, do you, Violet? Is it because I read tarot? Why don't you let me pull a card for you?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Did you sleep well last night?
Yes, thank you.
I didn't see you yesterday evening.
I stayed in my room. You can ask Lexi. That reminds me, I think I found a book of yours. It's called He Came Through the Shadows.
What makes you think it's mine?
Your name's written on the inside cover.
On him. Waiting for what? He crouched down for a closer look. The kitten's eyes were open.
Hi.
Salut Max.
I'm Bronwyn.
Ça va la forme?
I'm Bronwyn.
Its back legs lay helplessly on the floor. No, no, no. Ivan dropped down next to the kitten.
Is there something I can help with, Miss Castle?
I hope we're not being too much trouble.
It's very brave of you to tell the chief that Dorota would be murdered and then stick around afterwards. I'd have run for sure.
You strike me as someone braver than that.
You're prime suspect, aren't you? You look strong enough to strangle another woman. Even if you're innocent, a jury would probably convict you.
Even if I'm innocent? You look strong enough to strangle another woman too.
Well, if you can't pay for your rooms, you might just find out.
He replaced it, shutting his eyes hard to try to erase the sight.
Il est
It
spécial ce
didn't
jeu.
work, of course.
Il est spécial ce jeu. Alors attends, on va revenir à Sam, on va reprendre son identité. Donc pour ceux qui viennent d'arriver, en fait c'est un jeu où je dois enquêter sur un meurtre. Et je viens de découvrir qu'en fait le détective il s'appelle Sam, donc là c'est moi hein, pour l'instant dans la chambre. Donc, et je peux prendre l'identité des autres personnages ici. Leur faire croire que c'est bien moi et ainsi de suite. Pouvoir psychique, c'est beau. C'est beau. C'est beau, c'est beau. Mais je partirai bien sur Violette. Donc on va...
Hello, I'm Violet.
Là elle fait le petit
I'm
test.
Violet.
Petit test de voix pour être sûr que c'est bien elle et tout, machin, voilà. Et là on va rendre visite au détective.
Was awake. Not even she could sleep through Uni's wake-up calls. She was sitting up, cross-legged, thumbing her phone, but put it down on the bedside table as soon as Ivan walked.
What's going on, Violet? Is everything okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
What are you doing here then? You said you'd help me. I just need you to keep an eye on the guests and let me know if you see anything strange. So, if you're here, who's doing that?
He asked. His voice sounded shakier than usual.
Violette,
Didn't I mention it? She started pulling at her hair. She hadn't mentioned it. Ivan would have remembered. He lay down.
Revenons à Sam. Alors, on va prendre...
Welcome to Poe's Curiosity.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
Yeah, that's part of it. Whistle.
I'm not sure what the ball on the end's for.
What is it, Miss Taylor?
Why did you hire Sam?
Tout un peu direct ça.
Who would want to kill Dorota?
Le petit ami de Doro.
Dorota's boyfriend seems sweet. Are Dorota's family safe?
Have you met him?
Yes. No?
Non. Non, je l'ai pas rencontré.
Still sticking with that, huh?
Why did you hire Sam?
You doing your own investigation? Great! Let me know when you find out.
Bronwyn thinks you've got it in for her.
I go after bad guys. If she's a bad guy, then I've got it in for her.
Why weren't the police protecting Dorota?
Well, let me see, Detective Taylor. Ask the surveillance cameras. I was here till I got the call.
Why did you hire Sam?
I didn't hire Sam, the Shaw family did.
No, they didn't. Why did you hire Sam?
Tarot cards tell you that. Listen, Sam gets results. Nobody knows how, but the results are got. I want the killer found as quickly as possible. You got a problem with that?
Are Dorota's family safe?
Why? What are you gonna do?
Nothing, just checking. Nobody's safe.
Is that a threat? If anything happens to the Shaw family, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. Leave. Now.
Observation. Someone actually countering someone who looks like this.
Perhaps.
Poe's curiosity shop is now closed.
Dreams.
And nightmares.
With Poe.
What's up, Lexi? I'm sensing something's on your mind.
I'm worried about our alibi.
Don't worry about that. We don't have anything to hide. I'm more worried about Ray. Since when did he start praying?
You think he's lying?
Of course not. This is Rain we're talking about. I was just saying it's odd, that's all. Maybe he's found God?
It's kind of my territory. It's very Poe-esque.
Absolutely.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
So, all these different parts have issues or unresolved issues that,
Chief DuPont, what a pleasant surprise. I think we've covered just about everything twice over, but if you think I'm hiding something...
Who are you really?
Ouais, c'est normal que ça lag. Je sais pas pourquoi, mais ça fait quelques jours que ça fait ça. On a fait des réglages hier avec Remu, bon, hier ça allait, aujourd'hui ça lag, donc voilà. Oh, je me casse plus la tête.
Does it bother you, Chief DuPont, knowing there are things in this world that
Merci.
are black and white? You don't
Un
know
grand merci
what's
d'être passé en
found
tout cas.
under, and that makes you uncomfortable. Or perhaps you've already made up your mind about me. Why don't you tell me who you think I am?
You're a con artist.
I haven't asked anyone for a penny.
The person you wish you could be. But Lena, the thing is, if you can wish it, you can do it.
Bon, bah, y a pas de soucis, t'inquiète. Hein.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
The Catch. Read by
Ah ouais,
John Mark
t'inquiète.
Clausen. Ivan was woken by the crowing of his cat.
Y a pas de problème.
This was nothing new. He opened his eyes to find Uni
là. Donc on va rester ensemble.
Ivan sat up, scooped Uni to the floor and pulled on a t-shirt. She waited for him to stand, then led him down to the kitchen, herding his slow bare feet in dangerously tight circles.
It's 6 o'clock and you're listening to Radio August. Police investigating the murder of Dorota Shaw are appealing to the community to help catch her killer. The body of 21-year-old Miss Shaw, an accomplished cellist, was found in her home last night. Police are describing the murder as a violent and despicable act. Monroe?
It's just terrible. Meanwhile, out of respect for the victim and her family, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced shortly, so do stay tuned to Radio August for updates.
I heard Dorota Shaw was due to play this weekend.
At the Tulip Festival?
Indeed. I understand why they'd want to postpone it. Tonight the weather will be mostly dry and warm, but be on the lookout for dark clouds on the horizon, as there may be scattered showers. Best take an umbrella, Monroe, so you don't get wet.
I like getting wet. That's 6 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Continue d'enquêter au prochain chapitre. Attends. On va aller jeter un œil un peu au trophée, voir un petit peu ce qu'il faudrait faire. Il y en a combien? Ouais, 22 quand même. Une platine à 18%, ouais. Alors qu'est-ce qu'on a? Vous avez effacé une question, ouais. Vous avez traversé la première heure. Vous échangez en tout le monde. Donc il reste encore des autres à trouver. Vous avez écouté la théorie sur la planche, je doute bien. Vous avez poussé le bouton de violet, le bouton. Vous avez dit à Oscar que vous étiez un détective métamorphe. Vous allez apprendre quand garder votre bouche fermée, ok. Vous avez sauvé 10. Immortel. Ah, je me suis fait tuer carrément, d'accord. Vous avez laissé là. Première fois, vous avez... D'accord. Bon, on va passer au chapitre suivant.
He shifted onto his knees and lifted the kitten in both hands.
Se rendre à la maison. On va rendre visite à Oscar déjà.
Who are you?
Je suis un détective métaphore.
You what? Get out of here before I call the police.
Hidden against his chest, partly as an apology.
I told you to leave. When I see Chief DuPont, there's going to be trouble.
Way back to the bedroom with Uni in soft pursuit.
Je rentre à la maison.
Nola.
Any more news on Oscar Wainwright?
Parler. Qui est sur votre liste des suspects? Que pensez-vous?
I'm a bit busy, Sam. Maybe you can go on my behalf. Just the tarot readers. No one else is remotely suspicious compared to them. Got any reason for saying that? Wenches don't buy lunches. Just keep looking. Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody quiet. Bronwyn and Lexi say they were in the same room last night. Shame they can't agree which one. Dorota's boyfriend Oscar is in the clear as far as I'm concerned, but I'm still waiting to hear what he tells you. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. That's it.
Putain, alors il y a un lag énorme sur YouTube comme d'hab. Hop, voilà, c'est bon.
A tower does in fact symbolize a quest for understanding.
Understanding?
And climbing stairs can show that you're achieving your goals.
Oh, so he is achieving his goals.
So, what I think is happening here is that you are striving for success, but you don't feel worthy of it. And it could be you're suffering from imposter syndrome, which is actually quite a common thing to suffer from. But what I can say to you, Simeon, is that you need to start believing.
Your ability isn't endless. It will run out at some point.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Nightmare.
Nightmares.
Firstly, thank you for writing this one in. She says, I dream that I'm and I'm discovering lots of empty rooms I'd forgotten I had. Every time I find it, but then I start noticing all these holes in the room. Big, dark.
Voilà non plus.
The whole room is covered in bugs. I don't know about you, Poe, but I don't really like the sound of that very much.
That is very creepy, but it's kind of my territory. It's...
Oscar? What are you doing here?
I want to help.
I know. We've already talked about this. You said you'd get into Bronwyn Castle's room somehow and have a look around.
Why?
To find evidence that ties her into Dorota's murder? Maybe you're not the right man for this job.
Elle a bien vu le flic.
Seeing issues in different aspects of her life, and it's a perpetual circle of negativity that happens in each aspect of her life. That's why she hasn't filled those holes.
Well, what I can tell you is that houses
Toujours personne.
self. So then the rooms, they represent potential.
Potential.
So you're quite correct in what you're saying about filling up different. Security is about your ability, perhaps, to be the person you wish you could be.
Yes, he came to see me. He wanted to know that she was okay, spiritually speaking. He confided in me quite a bit, actually. He seemed to appreciate having someone to talk to, and he knew I couldn't tell anyone what he said. Oh, Sam. You know I can't do that. Tarot reader client confidentiality. Oh, she gets easily confused. Youth of today. Fine. Jeeve Dupont was breathing down her neck, so we thought it would be simpler if we stuck together. If these walls weren't separating our rooms, then technically, it'd be true. to protect Lexi. None of this is her fault and she gets anxious easily. I was just trying to take the pressure off. I'm sorry, Sam. I never usually lie. Rain's a big boy, he can handle himself. Besides, I'd be highly suspicious if Rain claimed to be doing anything else other than reading on a Monday night. That's pretty much all he does every night.
And Monroe. So, Robin's had this dream recently. I'm looking through an album of family photos, but I don't...
Hi Sam, back from war already? No, I think Bronwyn met him though. This morning, he only wanted to see her. I guess he didn't want anyone else to hear what he had to say. I didn't. How did you find out? Am I in trouble? Ron was worried about me not having an alibi. She was logged in doing phone readings, so she's alright. But there's nothing to prove that I was here. I was though, cross my heart and hope to die.
To be. They want to reconnect, or perhaps they can't reconnect, and they're feeling the pressure.
Sam, what can I do for you? Birmingham. We couldn't save anyone there either. The problem with travellers is... Well, let's put a pin in this one, Sam. Let me ask Bronwyn. If she says it's okay to talk about it, it's okay to talk about it. We didn't. Lexi used a Ouija board to get the name. It's Lexi's thing. I don't personally go near them, but in this case, it did help. No. Lexi needs to give it context from the tarot reading. A lot of the time, it comes up with nothing. Or a sordid comment directed at Lexi. I think that's why she keeps using it, to be honest. Once we thought there was going to be a murder, Lexi used the Ouija board to find out the victim's name. It spelled out the rota. Just... This is going to sound weird. Most people believe Ouija boards contact the dead. So if Lexi contacts a dead person, that person needs to know what happens in the future. Ergo, maybe the person she's contacting is from the future. A time traveler who died here. Yes. Well, not just time travel, time and space travel is also possible. If we accept the fact there are multiple realities, we must also accept there are others like us who found a way to travel between these realities. We're trying to save people. I said we're trying. We have a gift. We have Mercury, the tarot. It tells us where bad things are going to happen, and we try and stop them.
Their essence remains ingrained in the mango. But I obviously can't vouch for that.
Why?
Hello, I'm Rain.
You're listening to Radio August. dark night with Poe and Monroe.
What do you think of Sam?
Oh, I'll totally hit that. Apart from the whole investigating Bronwyn for murder thing, of course. But that's a minor flaw. I can work around it.
I hear Sam likes you too.
Really? Well, you know, I'm not surprised. I am a total babe.
Trying to saw. A curtain of blood ripped under.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
And sinuses, but her head was completely.
I feel sad for Oscar.
Bronwyn said to stay away from him and the family. We're drawing too much attention to ourselves. We won't be able to finish our job.
Job?
Are you wearing a wire? You know why we're here. Don't make me say it.
Say it.
No. Stop being silly.
Yes, I understand now. I'm the messenger. It is the others I must set free.
Poe's curiosity shop. Well, it's this object that I've just handed to you. What do you think it is?
Well, I'm not sure what it is.
Hello, I'm Rain.
I think metal.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's metal.
Mm-hmm. We had the same metal in one of our earlier shows. Do you remember?
Oh, it must be bronze.
Correct.
I see, but it's small as well, and it has 3 circles attached.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, Rain, can I help?
About last night.
Was there a problem?
My tap was dripping, but I fixed it. Where were you?
Dripping? Maybe I was in my bedroom. That's out of bounds to you.
Oh, in one of our shows, it's a Bronze Age amulet with 3 circles.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
Poe's curiosity shop is now closed.
I'm truly sorry about Dorota. I didn't.
What are you implying?
It's just suspicious.
I didn't even know the girl. You predicted her murder. Who's more suspicious?
I'm truly sorry about...
I didn't really know her. I saw her pictures in the newspaper. Can't remember what for right now.
I'm not sure I believe they exist. Even now, if she wasn't on a mat, she wasn't anymore. She told me to shoot.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
What a time for company. And I'd been set up. I'd shot Vanessa, and now I was...
Dorota had a boyfriend.
Oscar, the guy I met this morning? The one I told you about. Yes.
What did he want?
Answers. Reassurance. Forgiveness.
Do you think he killed her?
Not considering what he asked me to do.
But I quickly stuff it down the back of my pants. Oh, it's hot. Officer Peters looks me up and down. My pants. I wince. We've had a report of gunshots coming from this building. Didn't hear a thing, I tell her, smiling sheepishly. Mind if I take a look around? Oh, not at all, I say.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Alpaca? I nod, worriedly. She nods appreciatively. Mind if I try?
Violet.
She's armed. The window, I could jump, say 20 flights. It's soft, she says. It's then I realize Vanessa's body's gone. Just the throw remains. Still
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Oh, but not tonight. There was a corpse walking around somewhere, and it didn't have many places to hide. I'll get going then. Heading for the door, she turns around one last time. Be careful, she whispers. I'm really... There's an onomat on the loose, and when they get in your head, you can't get them... Let you know. No, you don't want to hear anything, not from an onomat. If you find one, shoot it. That's the only way to deal with them. That's how we deal with them. With that, she's gone. I shut the door firmly behind her and retrieve the gun firmly behind. Believe me now? I know that voice. I turn and see Vanessa upright on the couch, just like before I shot her. I believe you, I say, looking at my...
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
I grimace. 6 weeks wasted. I knew I had a reason for wanting her dead. I point the gun at her and sneak.
Chief DuPont, there's been loads of people coming around asking questions. I don't even know half of them.
Has Sam been to see you? The detective? Bronwyn is still... Did Dorota collect coins? Has Sam been to see you?
No? Wait, I get it now. Yeah, someone dropped by. I'm not speaking to them though.
You should.
Really? Alright. But I don't think they're taking Dorota's murder seriously enough.
Bronwyn is still prime suspect.
Not that I know of. She collected thimbles. She said she didn't need any. She had hard calluses on her fingers from all the cello.
Have you looked in Dorota's bedroom?
Not since the murder. There's still a load of my stuff in there. I'd climb in through the window, but it's on the 3rd floor. I know, I agree. Because she tipped you off? If I manage to get into her room, what am I looking for again?
Anything that ties her to the murder. You're going to...
No, we talked about this. You said I could help, so I'm helping.
Yeah, so again, is someone stuck in a loop? I find that always interesting. So it's an unresolved issue.
Very
But
good.
that's sort of something you could say about most dreams that are recurring dreams.
Of course.
There's an unresolved issue here, but it's related to shopping, and I'm wondering what the shopping stands for, whether it's
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Hi, I'm
Merde,
Bronwyn.
putain.
I'm Bronwyn.
C'est Oscar que je...
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Shopping relates to needs and desires. So, Gabby, what you're shopping. So that in particular is a physical need for life.
Laisse tomber, là, je sais pas ce que je fais.
Hello, I'm Rain.
you might always be giving more to other people than you receive. Rather than actually having your own identity.
Don't forget the group reading, Ray. By which I mean, if you see Lexi, tell her not to forget the group reading.
What's the plan?
We still don't know what we're dealing with. There's every chance that it could just be a normal human murder.
What if it's not a normal...
Then we have to assume that it's some kind of traveller.
Like in Birmingham? A traveller from...
Yeah, like in Birmingham.
Dreams.
And nightmares.
With Poe and... I'm climbing the stairs of a tall stone tower, and it just keeps going up and up and up. And I always...
Well, that is, that they've never seen, and I think they're very ambitious.
It's Lexi's. I like to think it works the way most metaphysical things work, through energy. Tarot cards, runes, Ouija boards, they're just devices for asking questions and receiving answers. But energy is what powers them.
Common thing to suffer from. But what I can say to you, Simeon, is that you need to start believing in your...
Non, c'est pas elle, putain, c'est l'autre.
Good things happen to you, then please just embrace them. Embrace them. Keep your dreams.
Okay.
You're listening to Radio...
Oh, it's just your run-of-the-mill spirit communication device.
Ça va les gars? Il reste des survivants?
Cool, okay. So Ouija boards send us messages from the spirit world, right? But where is the spirit world? I mean, there's planets and stars in space. The spirit world must be really far away beyond all that. We're so far to travel, messages from the spirit world must take ages to get here. Like how light from the sun takes 8 minutes or something to reach us. You still with me? Oh, you're sweet. Where was I? Oh, so here's my point. The spirit world is actually several hours ahead of us. That's how we get messages about things that haven't happened yet. That's how we got Dorota's name. Because in the spirit world, she was already dead. I know, mind-blowing. Traveller, that's a really old role-playing game, isn't it? Oh, did he now? Well then, you know what I know. I guess you must be a part of our inner circle. How does it feel? Cheeky? Are you flirting with me? Oh dear, am I blushing again? There's a murder to solve. Maybe you should do that first, then me. No, not like that.
The door from the west stairwell crashes open. I raise Jimmy's gun, but she's in cover before I can aim. She weaves her way around wrecked cars, drawing even closer. My first shot goes wide, but it's enough to send her sprinting directly for me. The second shot clips her side. The third misses. She vaults from the puddle at the base of the ramp, her hospital gown smothered in blood. The fourth hits her square in the chest. I put another there, and another. The seventh slows her approach to a stagger. The eighth forces her to her knees, just a few feet downslope. She raises her head and howls. Bullet straight through her skull. Spraying crimson, she spills backward onto the concrete slope. My legs fail, and I slide my back against the steel. Jimmy's empty gun falls to the floor. All that's left is my sobbing and the sprinklers. Rises.
You're listening to Radio...
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
Away from her, but I still felt the thump of solid body connecting with my car. There simply was no denying that sickening thump. When my car finally skidded to a full stop, I thought my heart would burst from my chest. It was pounding so hard. My hands trembled as I put the car in park, and I just sat there. The hum of the engine and a distorted voice from the now crackling speakers were my only company as I simply sat there.
Non,
Run.
C'est l'autre, putain.
No one saw me.
Chaque fois, je me confonds avec Ryan. C'est Ryan que je vais aller voir. Il n'y a rien à dire.
There to be someone else's problem. But I couldn't do it. I had to know. I had to know if I had just killed this girl. So I took a deep breath and looked in my rear view mirror. Brake lights illuminated the lump lying in the road behind me.
Les poteaux, je vais vous laisser pour ce
definitely
soir.
a body.
Je commence à avoir la dalle, donc je vais aller manger.
Run.
On se dit
Everything still
rendez-vous
screamed at me to flee.
pour une
The
prochaine.
feeling in your gut when you know
Soit
something
quand je continuerai
awful
celui-là
is
ou
going
je
to
testerai un peu
happen,
l'autre jeu parce qu'il y
and
en a un
you
deuxième à
need
peu près dans
to
le même
get
genre.
the fuck out of
Donc on
Dodge
verra.
before you get caught up in it was
Parce que
raging
celui-là,
in
j'avoue
me,
qu'il n'est
but
pas
here I
passionnant.
was,
Je m'attendais à mieux quand même.
unfastening my seatbelt.
Mais bon, on verra si on continue ou pas la prochaine fois. Donc sur ce, je vous souhaite une bonne soirée, portez-vous bien. Un grand merci pour ceux qui sont passés sur Twitch ainsi que sur YouTube. Et je vous dis à la prochaine. Ciao ciao.